Well, Vladimir Putin fundamentally did the thing that I've always talked about Russian propaganda. That he brought up smoothly in the conversation, one way or another, he was going to bring up certain information that you would be sitting there going, why is he talking about this? What? Huh? What is this he's talking about? And that when you look it up, you're like, wait a second. There's a lot of research on this. There's a whole section of YouTube that discusses the Banderites, that discusses the end of the Ukrainian war. Remember what Vladimir Putin is doing is he just showed everybody the tail of the dragon in a way. Because once you follow the trail of the Ukrainians that we recruited to be cold warriors, you start to find the beginning of the Pentagon. Once you start to find the beginning of the Pentagon story, then you find out how the Bush family bought the Republican Party for about 20 years. Remember, Elder Bush said he wasn't a CIA man until it was discovered that he was. So Putin was showing where some bodies were buried. It's very, very clever. One of the things he also did is that he brought up the real problem that America specifically is going to have. I love the Russians have a different mentality about besting a person. It's very interesting. I don't have a way of, you should be careful about what you're doing there, and you're like, oh, okay, and you end up finding out, that there's some horrible hazard that is just about to happen, like you've just left like this puddle of water, an octopus of wires, or something, oh, you are a brave man. What? Thank you. You see, it's a hazard is sitting there. So during his talk with Tucker Carlson, he ends up discussing genetics. One of the most, just a few days ago, I made a video talking about how the assets of 23andMe are going to probably be up for sale. 23andMe's stock has tanked. Who's going to buy such assets that are digital assets on, about lineage? And this is a key part of data-driven medicine in the present time. In the future, and lifestyle medicine services is getting genetic profiles on people. And nobody on the left at all has discussed any kind of legislation that pertains to this. Nobody on the left is discussing this. This would be the new thing. And he's telling people ahead of time, you want to get ahead of this. One of the key reasons why is because the right wing keeps ignoring the fact that Bill Gates has Microsoft Genomics. I bet if you put Microsoft Genomics into YouTube, you get mostly my videos with the words Microsoft Genomics in it. Because nobody seems to have any interest in this idea that Microsoft is involved in like a dozen different companies that have something to do with genetics and medicine and like mobile applications for doctors to ascertain what their the physiognometrics of people, and that's really a thing. Face 2 gene face with then number 2 gene. It's an app. So you could read the physiognometrics of newborn infants to determine if they have Down syndrome or a variety of other congenital and polygenic problems, I believe. Both of those. So, Vladimir Putin this was a very, very valuable interview. This was a really important moment, and I'm actually very interested in seeing how people discuss it without knowing the about genomics. You wouldn't have known. I mean, that I actually had to think about that. Without following what's going on in genomics, a person wouldn't know about why that part of the speech was important. So this will be interesting to see what the comments are like. All right, later.